Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam was a great prophet. When he was young, he lived among people who refused to worship Allah. Instead, they prayed to other things, among them idols which they had made themselves. Once, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam said to his father, "Do you take these idols for gods? If you do, then you and your people are wrong." Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam knew it was not right to worship idols, for it was against the will of Allah. Allah had also taught Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam many other things. One evening, for instance, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam saw a bright star in the sky, and he said, "That is my God." But as the star faded away, it became clear to Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam that the star was not God. On another occasion, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam saw the moon shining brightly in the night sky. He again said, "That is my God." But as the moon disappeared, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam realized that the moon was not God. Finally, he saw the bright sun rising at dawn, and he said, "That must be my God, because it is the biggest thing in the sky." But when sunset came, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam realized once more that this was not God. Only Allah was God. Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam then said, "O my people, I am free from your guilt of worshipping other gods apart from Allah. I firmly and truly turn my face to Him who created the heavens and the earth, and I shall never worship any god but Allah." Now, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam wanted to worship Allah alone, He who is the creator of all these things. For Allah had created the stars, the sun, and the moon. Allah is master of the worlds. Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam went among the people and told them that they must worship Allah only, for it is Allah who created the stars, the sun, and the moon. Allah also created the plants and animals for food. The sun, moon, and stars cannot give anything to eat. Allah has made the earth so that people can live on it. Therefore, people should turn away from their false gods and worship Allah alone and always do good. Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam spoke of all these things and also said to his father and his people, "What are these images to which you are so devoted?" "Our fathers worshipped them," they replied. "You and your fathers, you have clearly been wrong." Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam rejoined. Then he informed that they should worship only Allah, who has created everything. Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam had a plan for dealing with the idols. When the people were out of the way, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam broke all their idols and images to pieces, but he left intact and unbroken the biggest idol of all. When the people discovered their idols all smashed and in pieces, they were very angry. "Who has done this to our gods?" they cried. Then some of them remembered that they had heard Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam speaking against their God. So they brought Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and asked him, "Are you the one who did this to our gods, O Ibrahim?" Then Hazrat Ibrahim replied, "No, it was the biggest one of them who did it. Why do you not ask them if they can speak properly?" At this, the idol worshippers felt ashamed. "You know very well that they cannot speak," they told Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. "Do you then worship things that can neither be of any god to you nor do any harm?" Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam asked. At this, the people became angrier than ever. In revenge, they threw Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam into a fire. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam might have been badly burned, perhaps killed, but he had Allah's help. Allah made the fire cool so that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was not burnt at all. Later, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam led these idolatrous people and went to another country. When he was an old man, he had two sons, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam and Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam. Both of them were good and just men, and both were prophets of Allah. Prophet Ishaq's son Yaqub alayhi salam was also prophet. So you can see that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his children were greatly blessed by Allah. But first, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam had to endure a great test. One night, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam dreamed that he was sacrificing his son, Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. But all the same, he knew that Allah had given him an order and he had to obey it. But first of all, he asked his son if he would agree. The son was good and pious, and he consoled his father. "Dear father," he said calmly, "if Allah has ordered it, then you must obey. So sacrifice me. Do not fear. With the help of Allah, I shall be brave." So, full of sorrow, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam prepared to sacrifice his son, but before he actually did so, he heard a voice. "You have shown your good intentions," the voice told Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. "This is sufficient. You have already fulfilled Allah's will." Thus, Prophet Ibrahim's son was saved. Prophet Ibrahim understood that Allah had been testing him. Of course, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was overcome with joy that he would not have to sacrifice his son. They both thanked Allah and sacrificed instead an animal as Allah had ordered. To remember this occasion, we Muslims celebrate every year, and like Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son, we sacrifice an animal. This reminds us that Allah put Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to a test to see whether he would really obey him. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam passed the test, and we celebrate in remembrance of this. Like Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, we also share the meat of the sacrificed animal with the poor people and our friends. On this occasion, we also thank Allah for everything that He has given us and for the lesson He taught us through the rescue of Ibrahim's son. Later, Prophet Ibrahim and his son, Prophet Ismail alayhi salam, built the Kaaba in Mecca. Then they both prayed, "O Allah, take this house in your grace and help us and the people who come to us be truly good Muslims." Allah heard this prayer and blessed the Kaaba and the town of Mecca. To this day, Muslims all over the world turn and face in the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca when they are praying. Muslims from all over the world come to the Kaaba during the pilgrimage season. They come on foot, on camels, by cars and aeroplanes. The Kaaba is the oldest prayer house of Allah on earth. It is at the Kaaba that all Muslims worship Allah together, and that includes all those who lived earlier, all those who are living now, and all those who will live in the future. Thank you.